Palladia was operating in a very challenging environment, like all nonprofits. There's sort of increasing competition for limited funds. On top of that, Palladia had a particular business model that had to do with wrapping a holistic set of services around the needs of the client. And all of that worked well during the years that Palladia was growing, but in the 5 years or so before I came on board, Palladia lost some contracts, lost some revenue, and was not able to reduce expenses as fast as it was losing revenue. And so when I came in as CEO, and even during the interview process, I was made aware that there were financial issues with Palladia that needed to be resolved, but the board charged me with recommending to them a path forward. And the key question was, how quickly could Palladia on its own right the ship financially to get to a balanced budget, versus how quickly could Palladia do that through other options such as merger? And we came to believe that the only option that could be done in time and without sacrificing services to the clients was a merger.
So that's one question that the board looked at and said, okay, but if we merge, what does that mean? Who would we merge with? Many of us had worked with other organizations that had either gone through more mergers or failed at mergers or had been undone by going through the process. So it was really, how do you find a good merger partner? And that was one of the reasons having Mark at the helm was so great, because he knew the landscape very well of potential partners. So he really did the first round of due diligence, like who would be interested, who would be a good fit in terms of programs, in terms of government contracts, and in terms of program areas. So he came up with a short list, and I was so pleased to see SUS on that short list.
SUS and Palladia started a collaboration actually many years ago. We have coalitions of behavioral health providers that work together on advocacy, on issues related to the services we deliver, improvement. And so we got to know each other over time. But more recently, over the last 5 years, a number of organizations came together, formed a group called Coordinated Behavioral Care, which really was our response to the changing healthcare landscape, where more and more providers who deliver services to people with mental health and substance use challenges and housing, homelessness, dealing with issues of homelessness, really have to work together. And through that relationship, Mark Hurwitz, who came to Palladia, met with us, and the group became part of this group. And I didn't seek out, or I just didn't seek out a merger with Palladia. It was much more organic in terms of built over time relationships where we were sharing practice, sharing how we were going to deal with managed care, the new healthcare environment. And so it became a natural, more organic process of a relationship with a group of people at SUS and Palladia, and then naturally the circumstances that led Palladia to seek a merger.
I was really looking for three things. One was leadership, the second was finances, and the third was organizational fit. And it was very hard to find an organization that had all three, but I found it in Services for the Underserved. The leadership, as embodied by Donna Colonna, was the type of leadership that I could trust. Donna was someone I had worked with for decades. On the financial health side of things, we needed an organization that had essentially the balance sheet to be able to make this merger happen. So we needed an organization that had cash flow and that had the ability to contribute something with all the other stakeholders to make the merger happen. And because Services for the Underserved was large enough and had been grown in a way that was very financially viable, it had those qualities. And then the last issue in terms of organizational fit was really about having a culture that would mesh well with the Palladia culture, and both organizations shared a culture of putting the clients first, of really nurturing staff so that they could be supportive of the clients. And that's what really made the merger work.